The record, please, for the state.
Daniel Escobar for the state.
Defense.
Keith Engelkey.
And are you Mr. Darren Kinsley Parker? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Darren Kinsley Parker who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 4014 for the offense of unlawful carrying a weapon on prohibited places on June 23rd, 2022 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State.
Violated condition number 26 on or about the 10th day of March 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Darren Kinsley Parker, failed to provide proof of permanent residence by COB March 10th, 2023 in violation of condition number 26.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
I'm guilty for that one.
No, you have to say true or not true.
True.
At state waives all the violations, Judge.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 26, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 26?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 26 true. Is there an agreement?
No, Your Honor. The state is recommending revocation, but I believe defense is asking for the defendant to be continued on his probation.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
No, ma'am.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
My client has moved to Waller County, as the court is aware, to seek employment, to get employment. He is trying to transfer his case to Waller County.
Did he have permission to go to Waller County?
He called his probation officer and he also spoke with the supervisor.
You want to call him as a witness to find out if he wants to tell the court that he had permission?
Please,
You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Darren Parker, Darren Kinsley Parker.
All right, defense?
did you have permission from your probation officer to travel to Waller County?
Yes, and I had to give them an address when
How
I
did-
got there.
How did you get permission?
Okay, I
from-
cannot understand a word you're saying.
Can I take my mask off?
Sure.
How did you get permission from your probation officer?
It was a verbal conversation when I called her and I spoke to her supervisor.
What did you talk about with the supervisor?
I basically was telling her about my situation here in Bexar County, about my living situation here. And they allowed me to move to Houston. There were certain things that happened with that address. So I kind of just ran into a situation where I had like no address to prove to the court. And I was staying at a hotel, sleeping in the car some days. I just went through a rough moment and I was working, but everything that I was trying to do, it wasn't working. So I saved up enough money and I
Who
wound
was your
up-
officer in Houston?
I never applied the address to them, so I never seen an officer or anything like that yet.
All right, so that makes me suspicious of whether or not you had permission to go to Houston because you would need to be supervised.
Yes, ma'am. I was still talking to Miss Aramis Parker, my probation officer here. And I came to court, showed up on Zoom court here.
Do you want me to have Ms. Parker zoom in to here to let me know whether or not you all had a conversation about you moving? Because I mean, we can have her zoom in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'll get Ms. Parker on if I may. To bring to your recollection as well, we did have a compliance hearing with Mr. Parker on Zoom. And he was to provide all of the information required per your instruction and just failed to do so. I will get Ms. Parker online real quick.
And I will tell you, I have here Mr. Parker in February. I write everything down. It says defendant to reside in month-to-month hotel and provide address by March 10th, 2023. Provide proof of employment at Jimmy John's. Defendant states employment is aware of his criminal history. And you need to provide proof of current hotel residence.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had approved travel February 20.
Joshua and his team seem driven by profit rather than genuine competition. Fury argues that Joshua ought to face him or Deontay Wilder, as they represent real heavyweight tests. Picking Jake Paul appears more like a financial strategy than a serious sporting decision.
Twenty-second through March 10th, and you were allowed to transfer to Prairie View, Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
So were you not in Prairie View, Texas?
I was, but the hotel room that I was staying at, they said that their systems were down. So they gave me a written receipt.
Mhm.
And when I submitted that to Miss Parker, it just wouldn't hold up for proof. So I was trying to save money for an extended stay hotel. And instead I wound up saving enough money to get my own apartment. So I just really felt like, instead of
Did you give them notice of your address at that apartment? That's either yes or no. Not to me.
No.
Did you give it to probation?
No, I sent my lawyer my deposit because I had to wait until the 1st of June to move in. He was waiting, my landlord was waiting for the tenant that was currently there to move out fully. So I sent Mr. Engelke my deposit that I paid. I believe that was. So I'm just trying to get the
Yeah,
date.
but this motion to revoke was filed in April. So all this stuff that you're doing in June is neither here nor there.
Right. Ma'am, I'm sorry. I was unaware that I was had a motion to revoke in April.
No, what I'm telling you is what you're telling me, what you did after the motion to revoke. Yeah, that's great. But I gave you instructions that you were to provide information. Pardon? Yes, your probation officer is here.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Parker? No, what I'm telling you is what you're telling me, what you did after the motion. All right, Ms. Parker, can you unmute? Information.
This is Officer Parker.
All right, so is there any objections to Ms. Parker appearing by Zoom?
None from the defense.
None from the state.
Thank you. All right, and I'll continue to hear what you're saying. All right, Ms. Parker? Excuse me, Ms. Parker. No, what I'm telling you is what you're telling. All right, you may continue. I think she's listening instead of, yes.
What part was supposed to be questioning? Sorry.
No, we're talking about you moving from place to place. You said Ms. Parker gave you permission to go to Houston.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Sorry about that, Judge.
no problem.
When I stayed there, I ran into a situation there where I had to leave. So it made it very difficult for me to.
And the person who's on Zoom, Ms. Parker,
Yes,
that's the
Judge.
probation officer who you're saying gave you permission to go to Houston?
But she was aware that I was there.
Nope.
Yes, ma'am.
What you said is you talked to your probation officer, Ms. Parker, and she gave you permission to go to Houston.
Actually, her supervisor, because I had to talk to her supervisor, and her supervisor.
Do you really want me to put the supervisor on here? Because we will put the supervisor by Zoom on here.
I'm just being honest about what happened, ma'am.
Excuse me,
All right.
Judge. She's sitting next to me if you'd like her to join in.
All right, thank you. So the supervisor is here. So you're saying the supervisor gave you permission to go to Houston?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions?
Just a copy of the receipt that you
That is.
would like to enter this into evidence.
Do you want to mark that, or you just want the court to review it?
I'd like the court to review it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, this really doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me what this is just deposit for.
I have my
Please.
lease right here. ma'am.
Okay.
So
Any
it provides an address. that
This is not his
requested.
signature on here. It says resident signature and it has it looks like the last name is Jones.
Yes, ma'am. I was incarcerated. So my landlord is aware that I was incarcerated. So he was able to still add my prior girlfriend to the lease so she could sign the lease so we can move in. I just was incarcerated, so I couldn't be home to sign it.
Okay. So who is the person who you said gave permission for you to go to Houston?
I believe the supervisor, the lady in the orange. I don't know her name. I apologize.
All right. All right. Any objection to her appearing by video?
No, ma'am.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, if you can lower your hand and state your name for the record.
Sherry Simonelli.
All right. Ms. Simonelli, did you give Mr. Parker permission to move to Houston?
Ma'am, I do not think so.
All right, so do you not think so, or you don't know?
This is what I can recall of the conversation. I don't remember the date or the month. I remember he got me on the telephone. He was in crisis. He needed somewhere to go. I told him to go somewhere to be safe and to let his probation officer know where he was going to be after he was safely somewhere. So it was not a permission to move. It was permission to get somewhere to get safe.
Okay. All right, any other questions?
No, Judge.
All right, Miss, any questions?
Can I
My
tell you
client has a
exactly?
response.
Can I tell you exactly what she said?
Well, no, we'll get back to you. Any questions?
No.
All right, Ms. Parker,
Yes,
can you raise
Judge.
your right hand for me, please? Do
Yes,
you
Judge.
solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Miss Parker.
All right, Ms. Parker, did Mr. Parker, who is no relation, I'm assuming,
No relation.
inform you of where he would be living in Houston?
No, ma'am. When he first called to say he had nowhere to go, we did tell him he did not have permission. He needed to get the judge's permission in order to transfer, move. And so because it was a crisis situation that he was telling us, we said, well, you're going to do what you need to do to be safe. So then once we had the compliance hearing, he was supposed to give us an address of where he was going to be at living. He had trouble with that. I think he gave us a handwritten receipt on a piece of paper. And we're like, this is not legit. So we never had confirmation on where he was living. I attempted to call the place at least 4 or 5 times, never could get through. So when we did the compliance hearing with you, I can't remember the dates that you gave him. By the close of business, he needed to have proof of the address. And he never gave us that. So still to this day, we never knew where he lived until I got an alert that he was arrested on Prairie View's campus for an assault. And then at that point, in that police report, it said the witnesses stated that he was living at that dorm or that apartment on Prairie View. So that's when I knew then I was like, okay, well, he wasn't even at the hotel. Now it was some, I don't know if it was the dorm, apartment or something on Prairie View, but once I got the alert that he was arrested for that assault charge, that's kind of where I knew where he was. So no, ma'am, I never had any proof till this day of any address that he was at since he left this county. Since he left Bexar County, excuse me.
All right, any questions? Defense?
How did you get the phone number for that address?
How did I get the phone number?
You
for
said
the-
you made several phone calls that were not successful.
Yes, so it was, he gave me the name, and forgive me, I want to say it's Prairie View Inn or
Right.
So I Googled the name. I want to say he maybe had the phone number on the written, and I can look it up real quick if you allow me, but I want to say it might have been a phone number on the written one, or a business card or something like that. But that's the number where we Googled as far as online of what the number was. But that's all we had, because we were doing our due diligence and trying to get a verbal over the phone to say that he's living there, to at least give the judge something. So we weren't even required to do that. I was trying to help Mr. Parker by like, okay, you giving me this written note, let me go over and beyond and try to get a verbal over the phone. But we couldn't even get that, because he never provided a legit receipt, something to state that he lived at this address. So we were actually doing due diligence, trying to get some type of somebody over the phone to state that he was residing there.
Ask you another question.
Yeah, sure.
You said you Googled Prairie View.
If that's the name, I can look it up. If I can go through my records, I'm saying the name, but that might be the wrong.
And you made a Google search, and was it successful?
The Google search on the
The name that you can't remember right now.
it came up.
Okay.
It came up. So it was the name, if I'm saying the name correct, it was a hotel. And
Okay.
I believe he even zoomed from, no, he didn't zoom from, I take that back, I'm sorry. I believe I want to say he gave a business card. I can look it up, but I want to say the name was Prairie View Inn, but I could be totally wrong, sir. But I think that might have been the receipt that you have, but I can look up the handwritten one.
Okay, but so let me make sure I understand you. You did contact a hotel, a Google search with what you remember is the Prairie View Inn. That's my memory too.
Okay.
And Google search was not successful.
When you say
Excuse me, that you were not successful in getting an answer to your phone call.
Yes, that I was not successful as getting a answer to my phone call. That's correct.
But you're able to make a call.
I was able to make the call, but was it the right number? I do not know, sir.
So you had enough.
No one ever. I'm sorry.
So you had enough information from your Google search in order to make a call.
That's the furthest I got, is that the Google search gave me the name, gave me a phone number, but I do not know. I don't have confirmation if that was the correct phone number, the location, anything. It's just the Google search, yes, sir, brought up that information.
How many times did you call?
It was three times I called. Give me a sec. Okay, it was on March the 21st. We called at 9 o'clock. I called at 9 o'clock, 9:30, 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. And there was no answer for each attempt made.
Do you have any reason to believe that you would never receive a response to your call if you called on a different day?
I do not know if I would have called on a different day if I would have got a response, because I shouldn't have even had to call. It was his responsibility to give me the proof. So I was doing this out of just trying to help Mr. Parker. So I was never required to call. I was trying to help Mr. Parker out, because it seemed like he was having difficulty getting me what was required of him. So if I was to call a different day, I don't know that answer, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that was on a that was on a Tuesday. So would it have been different? I don't know.
I would like to ask Mr. Parker a few questions.
Well, no. Any other questions for this witness?
No, Judge.
All right, if you all would just remain on just a few minutes, just in case someone has some more questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to recall Mr. Parker?
Yes. Mr. Parker, where did you stay?
I was staying at right now, where do I live?
No, where were you staying?
I was staying at the Prairie View Inn.
Okay. And were you having trouble getting in touch with the people there?
I was having trouble with them printing out a receipt because they said their systems was down. I was paying money. They written down, gave me a receipt basically paying what I paid. He wrote her a whole letter, and I knew that it was not a printed receipt that you would regularly get from a payment when you make at a hotel residence.
Mhm.
But he was trying the best that he could, that I was honest with him about, my situation. And I know that, Judge wasn't, playing games. She wanted me to get the address by a certain date. I tried my hardest, and everything I tried to do, it wasn't working. It
So
wasn't,
you try.
I tried hard.
Okay. No further questions.
When were you staying at the Fairview Inn?
I can't remember the exact dates, but I know that I was staying there throughout the months of April and like up to about April 26th. Because I started having to sleep in the car because I was saving money for the apartment that I was trying to pay the deposit for.
What about the place? I'm not gonna ask about the specific facts of your arrest, but where were you staying?
I can be honest about it. I'm not gonna lie to the judge. I'm not gonna lie to the courts. I was actually in the car. So some days, I just felt like I can't keep paying day by day. I was paying about $85 a day trying to stay inside the hotel. So I felt like, honestly, I make $12.50 an hour. So I'm trying to save money so I can pay for the deposit, pay for the first month's rent. And I didn't want to get my girlfriend kicked out of school. So I felt as though if I give, her address to the courts, that she would get kicked out of school. So I really was trying to not put her, dorm address as this court, because I really don't know if it would have happened or not, but I was just trying to protect her and her school. So I wasn't trying to give y'all that address. I was trying hard to just get a receipt for the address for the hotels. Everything I did, it didn't work. So I don't know, it's just like, I'm like, well, let me try to get an apartment. I started searching for an apartment. I wound up finding an apartment. I was just trying my best to do everything that I could to get the address, but I failed.
Any other questions?
I have nothing to say, Judge.
Person listed on that list, is that the girlfriend?
That's my girlfriend. Yes, ma'am.
How old is she?
She is 23.
All right, and how old are you?
I'm 30.
All right, does she have any children?
No.
And is she in college?
Yes.
Did you tell her about your criminal history?
She knows that I have had a past. Yes,
No,
ma'am.
does she know your criminal history?
I mean,
That's
not-
either
not
yes
the-
or no. So why are you going into a relationship with her being untruthful? Do her parents know that she's staying with you, a person who has this criminal history?
But they don't know about my criminal history. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right, so
Yes.
basically you live in a double life with them.
Yes, speak your own.
No, let me finish asking my questions.
No, they know I've been in trouble. I have been honest about it. She knows that I have been in trouble. She knows.
How did you meet her?
Just when I stayed in San Antonio, I had a homeboy and he used to date his sister. So honestly, I met that way. We really was just friends at first. We wasn't, we didn't even like each other like that. We were just go to the bar or something with them, and we kind of just started to hang out through that. Just chilling with my
And
homeboy.
honestly, I'm just asking these questions because I'm trying to figure out, why would you, somebody who's trying to get their college degree, why would you drag them down with your baggage and you haven't even solved your baggage?
She was aware of the charges that I had. It's just, I guess we just,
No, you told me she wasn't aware of your entire criminal history.
I thought you were just speaking about like my past, not this.
Yeah, I mean, your criminal history, that's something somebody should know.
I'm sorry.
Michael Bisping's response to the idea of Jake Paul stepping in against Anthony Joshua rests on one clear argument. For Jake, the scenario offers virtually no real risk. Bisping notes that Jake Paul has placed himself in a position where a victory would earn him massive admiration, and a loss would still elevate his profile. If Jake somehow managed to beat Joshua, even through sheer luck, he would immediately gain the legitimacy critics say he lacks. It would mean he overcame a former unified heavyweight champion, a task that even seasoned contenders found difficult. But even if Jake fell short, Bisping argues the outcome still benefits him because he would have shared the ring with a world-class heavyweight. In Bisping's view, This allows Jake to frame himself as bold and ambitious, someone unafraid to test himself against a far superior opponent. For Bisping, the weight of expectation sits almost entirely on Joshua, because anything less than a dominant performance will make fans question his credibility as a top attraction.
Yes, ma'am. I had a conversation with her about this case. She knows I was on
No,
probation.
your entire criminal history.
I talked to her about a lot of things that were
Your
happening.
entire criminal history?
Yes, the important things I did tell her, I
No,
talked
no,
to
no.
her about it.
Your entire
No,
criminal
no,
history.
No, sorry.
All right. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What I can tell you is I've tried with you and I've read through the court's file the number of times that I worked with you on your address. And I'm not paying any attention. I see these other allegations that are in the motion. I'm not even paying attention to those. But since you're here before me, have you been using marijuana since the first time when you were admonished not to use marijuana?
Yes, ma'am. And I was asked to do a drug class. I needed help. I'm not even gonna lie. I kept on smoking. I was being disobedient. Miss Parker,
Disobedience is what a child does. You were violating the
I was
court's rule
violating.
and your contract with the court.
yes, ma'am.
And now you're before the court, I think, asking for mercy when you have done nothing. Name one thing that you've done on probation that's been asked of you.
I've been doing stipulations to complete my community service. I got
How many community service hours have you done?
Well, I had things in here that they asked me to get a COVID vaccination
No,
shot.
my question is, how many community service?
I believe I want to say 40 of them.
Okay, so you've done community service hours. What else have you done?
The MRT course, I completed that.
Which hasn't helped, because that's the more recognition training, a therapy course. And that's supposed to be teaching you what you should have learned in first grade and kindergarten, that you're supposed to do right by people and follow rules. So that didn't help. So what else have you done?
I don't know, ma'am. I've had a hard time. I've had a hard time.
Yes.
We do have a COVID vaccination.
No. I understand that he did the COVID shot. And I know with regards to COVID, the court was deducting some of the community service hours, not the length of probation or the other conditions.
Understand.
So that's all you've done.
I also was trying to wait for Miss Parker to give me more information about the parenting class. I never received information about if I could.
Well, nobody knows where you're living. You're
This
transient.
was when I was still in Bear County now. Like it's things that we talked about in the office that I was waiting for her to do.
And
I never
Miss
heard
Parker's going to
anything.
address that issue.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Parker.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Parker went through orientation. At orientation, they give him a copy of the classes that he has to take. During his first appointment, he was provided a handout of the classes that he needed to take for parenting. For his probation, he's completed a substance abuse evaluation. And that is about it. We did sign him up for outpatient treatment. However, he could not complete that because he left the county. So that was pretty much an unsuccessful discharge because they're not doing that via Zoom. And I think the counselor was trying to work with it, but it couldn't work that way because they don't do it via Zoom. So as far as his on his felony case, he's only completed I want to say it's the substance abuse evaluation, but the parenting, he has been giving information multiple times on where he can complete that parenting. On that.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Can I
All
say
right.
something about that? She supposedly gave me info. Could I get?
Here's the thing.
Okay.
You are putting off what you are responsible for on everybody. Your girlfriend who's in college, who's trying to live her life, it's her responsibility to be on the lease because maybe you can't be on the lease because you're in jail or you have criminal history. I clearly put in here that you were to do parenting classes, which tells me you have children.
Yes, ma'am.
No contact with strip clubs, which tells me there's an issue with you in strip clubs. And I don't know if that's the politically correct, I would say no contact with places where people take off their clothes for money.
And I haven't been in one. ever
All
since
right.
you told me.
Yes, so basically you haven't done what the court has asked for you. I'm going to give you a choice. Sometimes I can give people choices, sometimes I can't. And you're going to be languishing because you have this assault that's out of county court, another county court.
Another county judge.
It's in another county. Do we know what's happening on that?
No, Judge.
Well, then I can't give you a choice.
Yes.
Yes.
I've talked to the girlfriend who is the victim in the assault case, and she's told me that she does not want to testify.
Oh, and let me ask you, this girlfriend, is this the girlfriend who's in college?
Yes, ma'am. But can I say something, ma'am? That situation, I was protecting myself. That's why she doesn't want to testify.
Well, you all shouldn't be together.
It shouldn't be happening.
All right. I don't even understand that. Again, with regards to you and your girlfriend who's in college, she hasn't even met you yet. She's just been meeting your publicist because nobody knows who you really are. You didn't tell her parents about your entire criminal history. She doesn't know about your entire criminal history. And you're sitting around using marijuana. I don't know if you're using marijuana on campus with her or not, but you're dragging her down because you don't have your life together. And I've given you chance after chance with regards to your address. My mind is a steel trap. I remember the Zoom with you at the hotel room and me telling you, this is what we need from you. And the probation officer is right. They had no duty to pick up the phone and try to call places for you. That was all on you. Probation officers are underpaid and they have hundreds of people that they're supervising. And they can't handhold everybody because you're an adult. It would be different if this is juvenile court or they're dealing with babies. With babies, you got to keep them on task. You're supposed to be on task and you're not. No less than 4 or 5 times I had compliance hearings for you. We addressed the issues with your address and you didn't do what was asked of you. That's a problem. Do you have the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal?
No, I do not.
All right, you need to grab that and have your client sign it. Mr. Parker, I've given you many chances. There's just nothing else that I can do. I've had you before me on numerous occasions where I have tried to solve the issue with your address and you just have not followed through. At some point, there's nothing else that can be done. So,
sorry, can I say
yes.
something, ma'am, please?
Sure.
From the heart. I just really was trying everything I could to get you your address proof. I really was. I just really was having a hard time getting it, man. Like, my last option was to continue to try to do the thing with the hotel and continue for them to tell me they can't, give me proof that was
But
acceptable.
I mean, here's the thing. You've told me that you've been smoking marijuana, so you're just sitting around smoking marijuana. And moving into a dorm or moving onto dorm or college property without the college knowing. There are other people with children at Prairie View. They don't want you on campus, at least not knowing that you're on campus. And I will tell you this, the lease that's signed where it's your girlfriend's names that's down and then your name is sort of put in there, but not put in there.
Mine is
That-
the first one up there, ma'am. I'm sorry.
No, I saw it. But what I'm telling you, that was going to end up causing you problems in the long run because your name shouldn't have been on that lease because of your criminal history.
Sorry, ma'am. Can I please let you know? It was like it wasn't no background history. I had a private land order. I went to the last option I could get. I paid $725 a month,
Mhm.
all bills paid. It was like everything around there was kind of like this last option. I tried my hardest. I saved that money. I called the guy. She didn't help me with that apartment. Only why she's on the lease is because I was locked up. That's why it's the slash up there and he added her because to move in, someone had to sign the lease.
Mhm.
It was just me on the lease. Man, I was trying to get y'all address as fast as possible. I know I didn't do it in a timely manner. Ma'am,
No, it's not timely because we've been trying to get this address since June 2022.
Yes, and then
And now we're in 2023.
yes, ma'am. And then the lady from my other court, she gave me into August 26th to prove her something. I just thought that y'all was in communication. I got him the address before even that court date. I was really just trying to get into an apartment. I wasn't trying to disobey you with just saying, forget her, I'm not gonna get her an address. I just really had a very, very hard time getting the address. And I wasn't trying to keep prolonging like I talked to Mr. Engelke when I was out in Prairie View. I told him, I said, I just went on and called the landlord, saved some money and got me an address. I said, I really was trying, man. It's not like I did wrong. I know I'm wrong. I went to the drug classes. I was trying. This address situation, it really, it sounds simple, but what I was going through, it just was not simple. I
All
can't
right,
blame
probation, what is your recommendation? Probation, what's the probation recommendation? All right. All right, the court is finding you guilty. The court will grant the motion. Not grant you community supervision. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, showing you what's entitled trial court certification. I'm sorry, counsel. Here you go.
I'm sorry.
Why are you reaching through the wire, counsel? I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
I don't know what it is, no.
Counsel, did you go over the trial court certification of his rights to appeal?
Yes, I explained it to him.
All right, Mr. Parker, you have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion that you pled true to, not the fact that you are on deferred. Do you understand? All right, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And also, I'm sorry, there's to be no contact with Tashawn Campbell, Benjamin Covington, Bobby Yanez, Joseph Pullian, Pullin. All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Joe Rogan highlights that Anthony Joshua is an Olympic gold medalist and one of the most dangerous punchers of this generation. In his view, Joshua would enter the ring determined to send a clear message. Rogan says Joshua would not just aim to win, but to make Jake Paul think twice before calling out real heavyweight champions. For Joshua, the fight becomes a statement of dominance rather than simple victory.